Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. It's going to be a week or two before this one goes up, but we're in the middle of that bloody heat wave. It's Sunday the 13th of July. I am absolutely sweltering. Everything is just horrible and damp. It's awful, isn't it? No, none of us like it, but we moan when it rains. But the good thing about the weather when it's like this is when you come and do a review. I was going to say a beer review, but it's not strictly a beer. When the weather is like this, it's ideal for a review, a cider review. This is hard work, isn't it? Look, let's stop talking. Right, so we're taking a look at this cider. It's probably not really cold enough. I don't know what my fridge is set at. It is nice and cold, but it could probably do with being really, really ice cold. And the beer we are looking at is Orchard Pig, but it's not the standard Orchard Pig. We are looking at their Truffler dry cider. Hope you can see that. It's coming in at 6% ABV in a 500ml bottle, and I can't remember. I think it was part of a 3 for 6 or something. I think I picked it up as. I think generally about £2.50, £2.75. I don't know. But yeah, part of a 3 for 6, so I got it for £2. So there we go. I've had standard Orchard Pig, which I've got a couple of kegs actually for the perfect draft. So let's get this cracked open and see what we get. It is also a glass that I haven't got yet because they're always out of stock when I want to order them from Perfect Draft. So I'm going to be naughty. Whack it in the Orchard Thieves cider glass. Let's get it cracked open and see what we get. Perfect weather. There we go. There's the crown for that. Perfect weather for it. Should quench the thirst, but really I should have whacked it in the freezer for an hour or so just to get some extra chill on it. And apologies for the noise because the windows are just wide open. I've got a house full of kids next door playing outside and lots of traffic going past, so you'll just have to tolerate that, I'm afraid. So, cider in the glass. I don't know why. Well, I'll leave it partly down. There we go. Look at that carbonation. Absolutely shitloads of carbonation. It's golden, really, in colour. It's a golden sort of colour, but looks like a cider. There is a thin film of head on the drink. So let's dive in with the nose, see what we get. Not sure what it says on the back. No chance I'm going to read that. So there you go. If you want to pause that, zoom in and have a look, see what it says, feel free. But I do like a dry cider. Let's have a sniffers. Yeah, and there's definitely no sort of, there's maybe a tickle of sweetness on the nose, but it is dry. Don't really get a massive punch of apple, which you would maybe want on the nose, or if you do, it's dry apple. Anyway, let's stop talking. We'll get the rest in the glass and we'll have a good slurp. So, Orchard Pig Truffler dry cider, 6% ABV, picked up from Morrison's, 3 for £6. Cheers. Yeah, do you know what? That is so nice. In the taste, no sweetness. Bit of weight to it as you drink it. It's not like really, ciders either have, how can I say? You could sort of say a good body, but I would say you either get ciders that don't have that watery feel and ciders that do. This is one that doesn't have that watery feel, which I like. I think it's definitely one of them that, for instance, last night I had a few bevies. This is the sort of thing, if it's going to cause me a bit of heartburn or acid indigestion after a night out, I mean, this is the sort of one that's going to do it. It's quite sprightly, but doesn't sort of like ruin any sort of mouthfeel. It still sort of glides down. It's not whacking you in the chops with really busy carbonation like pop. It does go down well. Definitely got that dryness. I actually think it'd be nicer if there was a little bit less carbonation. Like I say, if you've had a few the night before or whatever, or you sat and drunk a few of these, I think it's the sort of thing that would give you a bit of heartburn stroke acid indigestion. Flavour wise, it doesn't feel massively punchy on the apple, and maybe that's because it's a dry cider and you're not getting all that sweetness with it as well. Pardon me. It could just be the types of apple that they use that maybe aren't so punchy on that apple sort of taste when it's a dry sort of a dry cider. It goes down well. Would be much nicer colder. I mean, it's not exactly warm anyway what I'm drinking it now, but I think if you had this down to sort of like 2 degrees, even down to sort of 0, it would certainly give it more crispness. Having it that little bit warmer, it's still crisp and refreshing, but I think the colder you have a cider, that's where that crispness and that refreshing sort of thing that you get from a cider really sort of comes into its own. 6%. I wouldn't say is anywhere there. You wouldn't know that was a 6% cider. I mean, it just, I think I remember back in the day when sort of Strongbow used to be 5% and it was a proper dry cider and that. I think maybe you notice that more. I would say, you know, from what I'm remembering, I'll probably notice that 5% more than what I'm getting from this 6% beer or cider, if you like. But no, it's a decent drop. Is it worth the £2 if you get it on a 3 for £6? Absolutely, definitely. Like I say, I would freeze the balls off this, get it really, really cold in the hot weather, and it's going to be a quality drinking experience, to be honest, you know, because ciders aren't necessarily about big bold flavours, big bold tastes and whatever, you know, it's not about the hops, it's not about pineapple and this, that and the other. What it's about is having a nice apple sort of drink, but clean, crisp and downable, because that is what it's for. It's for this hot weather, and if that does the job for you, then it's a decent cider in my opinion. So yeah, Orchard Pig Truffler dry cider, 6% ABV. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I reckon I would have been raving about it even more if it was colder, but it's not. But I've still given it a good review, I think, and a fair review. So if you like your ciders, definitely give that one a go, but freeze it right down. Really give it a good bloody hammering in the fridge or in the freezer. Orchard Pig Truffler dry cider, 6%. Thumbs up from me if you've had it before. Pardon me, the carbonation's coming back up. If you've had it before, pardon me again. If you've had it before, for how many times, let me know your thoughts on it. Thank you all for watching. If you've had the both of them, which one do you prefer? Thanks for watching. Give the video a like, give us a subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully some of this heat will just disappear for a day or two, but not for too long, because we do like it. See you again soon on another one. Cheers.